Well, hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and it is Saturday, and I'm trying to get all my weekend tasks done today so that I can enjoy tomorrow at the meet and greet with Judy and Benji. So I'm off at the moment. I need to go and get our Bean some more medication. It's always a bit of a hit because it's about $200 worth by the time I finish, because I have to get medication and special food. But that's what he needs, that's what he gets, right? So, so that's good. I've got a wash going as I quickly put that on before I left. So by the time I get back, that will all be, first load will be done in terms of washing, and I can just put it into dry while I put in the second load. I have not decided what I'm going to wear tomorrow, except I do know that I'm going to wear really comfortable shoes, and I don't care what they look like. I've got a feeling I might be wearing my Crocs, because they're probably my most comfortable shoes. And if I have to stand for a long time, they got really lots of rubber underneath them. But we'll see. I wonder if my vanity will take the better of me and I'll wear proper shoes. And if I do that, I better take my Crocs with me just in case. Oh Lord, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, really pretty shoes, of course can't stand, but really pretty shoes. At my age, I know better, surely. I had a really interesting thing come up in the broadcast yesterday. And it had to do with knowledge versus ignorance, really. I think that's what the bottom line of it was. We've got a really great and regular viewer who actually has a lot of knowledge of childhood development and all that goes with that. And she actually is a nanny to a couple of small children, a couple of 3-year-old twins, as it so happens. Here's the scenario that she's got. She's big into health food and making sure that the children eat properly, but the parents buy the children's love with treats and food. Or, I'm not sure if that is also true, but maybe just because it's easier. And this is driving our viewer absolutely insane, because she, the parents are giving the children donuts and chocolate milk for breakfast. And we all know that isn't necessarily the most healthy diet to be giving a 3-year-old. Unless you want a totally hyperactive, diabetic, overweight child. So my viewer is obviously very frustrated by this, because she spends all day trying to make sure that they eat healthily and do all the right things, and then parents come home with McDonald's and feed it to the kids. So this is the difficulty, and this is a really important one for us to discuss, because it happens to us all in different ways. We can be working for somebody who doesn't treat us with respect, for example, and we get extremely frustrated with it. Or you can work for somebody who still calls adult women girls. You know what I mean? That sort of stuff. And or they've got some really archaic ways of doing things, and you know much better ways on how to do them because of your experience. And I want to tell you something. I've been both sides of this story. I have been the employer, and I have been the employee. And it's great as an employer to have what I call a knowledgeable and up-to-date employee. As long as that knowledgeable and up-to-date employee remembers this is my company, or my house, or my children. And what I do with them is actually my business. So if I want to treat my children to junk food, right or wrong, they're still my children and I have that right. However, I also understand that when you have that sort of knowledge and you have the ability to make an impact, it is very, very difficult to see all your good work of the day undone by just giving the kids these sort of foods. I want to tell you that as an employer, it is extremely frustrating to have an employee who's constantly telling you what you're doing wrong. And I'm talking now in a business environment. We have an employee that's constantly saying, yeah, but there's a better way to do this. I know a better way to do this. Yeah, right, I'm sure you do. But this is the way I'd like it done. Now, clever employees will say, show me what your better way is. I'd like to have a look at that and make sure that the employee is valued in that. However, just because you show your employer a better way of doing things doesn't mean they have to do it. And I want to tell you something. I've worked for some incredibly efficient companies that have equally incredibly archaic ways of doing things. And I have known much better ways of doing it. All you can do is give them the input. And in some cases, it's taken 5 years for them to make that change. So this whole issue that came up on the broadcast yesterday is very valuable at every level. I think there are a lot of children that look at their parents and wonder why they're so out of date. Do you know what I mean? Why aren't they up with the technology? Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Well, because they're comfortable doing it the way they're doing it. And also, they probably don't want to look like an idiot in the learning process. So clever children actually get to be very valuable to parents if they have those skills and use them. Or if they hear the parents struggling with something and they can say, hey, I know how to do that. Would you like me to do it for you or show you how to do it? You get a lot of respect from parents if you can save them time and effort just by your knowledge. I've always carved a niche for myself anywhere I've ever worked because I have quite a lot of computer knowledge and I'm creative. That's a magical combination for people who want forms, want systems that work. And the trick is that you don't force yourself on people. The trick is you make sure everybody, whenever you see an opportunity, you go, would anybody interested in having a quicker way to do that? And if one person says yes, you go do it in a heartbeat, and then let them play with it and see. It's quite valuable. I've got to go to the vet now. I'll be right back. Are you cute, kitty?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm? Yeah. What's your name?
No?
No.
Sweet face.
But it's cute.
Yes. She has a funky eyeball. A funky eyeball.
Funky eyeball. This is the ultimate there. This is the cat with the box. There is only one thing in the world that's more interesting to a cat. Oh, it's so cute.